What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Friday, people. It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. Da, 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 da. The weekend is here, people. Arsenal are back. Arsenal against West Ham on Sunday. We need to go 3-point collecting. If we don't, the victory against Liverpool is kind of out of the window, innit? And, you know, we basically won the game for no reason. So we have to back that up with another victory today on Sunday. And looking forward to that game as long as we go 3-point collecting, people. Just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Hey, big up Kieran on your birthday. Can I get a birthday shout out? Big up yourself. Happy birthday. Hope you're well. Make sure you smash the like. You get a blue card for being late. Blue card businessman. What are they doing to football? Timeouts and them things there. Declan Rice Derby 2-0 so far. Yeah, we lost them twice, haven't we? Stand up if you hate Tottenham. Oh, I can't ignore it, can I? I've got to do it. I've seen it now. Curtis, your opinion about the blue card? Rubbish. Forget about it, mate. Football is a great sport. Try and improve it. You don't need to change the game that drastically, let's be honest. Timeouts is just another power trip you're going to give to a referee. They can't even get VAR right. 4 people can't make a decision on a foul or an offside. So a blue card? Come on, man. I don't want to see no blue card. Listen, people, big up to everyone locked in today. Hope you are well. And make sure you smash the like button on today's video. Blue ticks for the ref, exactly. We don't want to see that. Blue card. They don't even know how to hand out yellow and red cards. So why I want to give them another card? They're getting decisions wrong left, right, and centre. I'm not asking them to do more things. These referees can't even use VAR. Blue card, the game will be ridiculous. He's coming back on in 5 minutes. Now what happens if the goalkeeper gets a blue card? What happens? Has someone else got to go and goal? Come on, man. Leave the game. The game is great as it is. Sort out VAR. And then we move. We don't need no blue cards, man. What are you trying to turn this into? Let's get yellow cards right first before blue. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man, leave the game alone. The game is fine. I agree with you. Mic up the ref. I want to hear what the ref and the VAR people are saying. And leave the blue card thing. We don't want no blue card. Listen, people, big up to everyone locked in. Happy Friday. And let's get into today's show. Before I do get into today's show, let me just get this charge up because my laptop's going into standby. I can't have that switching off on you, people. Let me get that plugged in. Right, there we go. We're back. Apologies. I didn't want the laptop turning off. Gabriel Magalhaes has won Arsenal Player of the Month. He has been nominated for Premier League Player of the Month as well. All teeth and hairlines. Big up man like Gabby. He deserves it. He deserves it. Listen, I've always said before, I'm very much an attacking. We favour attacking players. Let's be real. Growing up, who was your favourite player? I can imagine 99% of you in the chat will name an attacking player. Thierry Henry, R9, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zidane. It will be somebody that scored goals. We don't often give defenders a lot of credit, but he deserves credit. Definitely the unsung hero. And definitely, for me, as somebody mentioned in yesterday's chat, I would say one of the players of the season for Arsenal. I would say Saliba, Rice, and Gabriel Magalhaes are the 3 that I would go for. So I'm delighted for him. I hope he wins Player of the Month in the league. And of course, Mikel Arteta has been nominated for Manager of the Month for January as well. So congrats to Mikel. Obviously, the more awards that he wins, the better Arsenal are doing. A lot of people often say, I'm harsh on Arteta and so on and so forth. I am, you know me, people. I'm shameless here. I want Arteta to prove me wrong. I want to have to get the humble pie out of the oven. I won't say microwave. I don't like promoting microwaves. They're no good for the food. Take the humble pie out the oven. Hopefully Arteta wins Manager of the Season. You know, that's what we're hoping. Curtis, did you see the news? Curtis Jones saying they invented celebration. I saw that interview. I mean, first of all, why does his voice sound like that? Not just that he's a Scouser. He just got a really funny voice, Curtis Jones. And on top of that, like, use your brain, mate, before you speak. How about that? oh, lad, they're copying us, because we do the celebrations. And okay, so Liverpool invented celebrations, did they? Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, forgot about that. Oh, it's all right when Klopp's running up and down the touchline, pumping his fist, hitting his chest like Incredible Hulk. But when we do it, everyone's offended. Bun Curtis Jones and bun anyone who's got a problem with us celebrating. And in fact, if we beat West Ham on Sunday, which I hope we do, let's celebrate even more. That's what I would do if I was the manager, because I'm shameless. I'd be knee sliding. I'd be doing cartwheels. But it is what it is. Curtis Jones, mate, you know what I mean? It's a good job you're a footballer, because it doesn't sound like you're the most intelligent of people, to be honest. Laser Gaming, Fat Ronaldo, Alan Shearer and Henry. It's crazy how we ended up calling him Fat Ronaldo, innit? You know, I'm a huge fan of R9. The GOAT, in my opinion. Some people would say he ate too much curried goat, or maybe he just ate the whole goat altogether. But I always tried to call him R9. The Fat Ronaldo thing kind of hurt my soul a little bit. But I realised we had to separate Cristiano and R9, and some people just say, oh, Fat Ronaldo. So I'll run with it. Yeah, Fat Ronaldo. Yeah, legend. Big player in more ways than one. But yeah, R9, man, R9. Curtis with that 2-pack hit him up. No, bun Curtis Jones. About celebration. You didn't invent no celebrations. You only won the Premier League like 2 years ago. What you know about celebrations? Relax yourself. About celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Da, 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 da. Whoop. Let me stop singing, actually. They'll copyright me, man. Had them elite R9 silver boots. Listen, when I tell you, so it depends, obviously, what environment you grew up in, right? But now you're speaking about that, I'm going to go completely off topic, right? Those football boots, for me, as a kid, like, when I saw them boots, I'll be honest, at that age, the times there, I couldn't get them boots. Like, them boots were mad expensive. Times were hard, you know what I mean? I was eating beans from Quick Save. Them boots there was like the pinnacle of life for me. I have to look at them boots. Look at the player, by the way. But them boots there, whoo! If you turned up in them, you better be one hell of a football player. That's all I'm saying. But them boots, whoo, you had to be at least 90 pace. You better be lightning quick. And when you get in front of goal, you better be able to finish. Them boots for me was like dream level. They were dream level. I never had them boots. I was wearing some Umbro boots from Sports Direct. I think it was called Sports Soccer back then or something. And they were like £20. They were plastic. I was doing magic in them, I can't lie. But them boots there, Jesus. Them 3 boots for me were the pinnacle. There were more, but the top 3 for me in my generation. These boots here, I would say accelerators, David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane with the thick Adidas stripes. They were ridiculous if you had them. Accelerators, they were the best Adidas boots I've ever seen. The Ronaldinho ones as well, they were unbelievable. They were the most comfortable boots that I've ever played in my life. There were other classics, the Puma Kings, the Adidas World Cups. There was some really nice, was they Diodoras that Rivaldo used to wear? Tiempos. Listen, we'll be here all day. I'm going to go way off topic. Total 90s, man. Luis Figo. Jesus. You know what? I'm going way off topic here, but it's nice to walk down memory lane, man. Jeez. I could actually do a whole stream on football boots. Like, my mind is ticking so much right now about boots. I'm not going to go off topic too much. We're here to talk about Arsenal, but them boots, man. Them boots were crazy. Total 90s were serious. Rooney smashing the ball in the top corner, man. Luis Figo. We could talk boots. I'd probably rather talk about boots than do a press conference reaction, to be honest. Would probably be more fun. Hypervenoms, you didn't like them ones. I always wore Nike boots because they were wide fit. I think the only Adidas boots I had was them Predators because they were a bit more wide. Badger had me wearing Diodora. I was conned. Yeah, I never got the Diodoras, but they was always mad comfortable. Tiempos, I love Tiempos, just pure comfort. You know what I mean? Total 90s were midfielders. Yeah, spraying them passers, long shots. Do you know what I mean? They were total 90 boots. If you was up front, you had to wear light boots, really. You know, I was wearing Vapors, and things like that, you know. I had to wear 4 Adidas stripes after the Marge broke bank for them all night. Oh, yeah. Listen, you had to do what you had to do, man. Times were hard. F50s, Akeem, big up my bro Akeem. F50s never captured me, I can't lie. They never captured me, man. They were narrow. Jermaine Defoe, I had a wide foot. I couldn't work with F50s, but I respect it. Copper Mondeos, great boots. Every coach had Copper Mondeos, and it feels like them boots would last you 15 years. The boots nowadays, like Cruz buys boots nowadays, 6 months, they're done. Copper Mondeos would last you 15 years. I couldn't wear them either. They were narrow as well. Harry Kane wears Skechers. My first boots were Kappa. Listen, I'm sure they were doing bits. Vapors had me as quick as Usain Bolt. Well, they made me feel like I was as quick as Usain Bolt. I can't lie. But listen, nice to go down memory lane. We could be here all day talking about boots, that's for sure. Maybe we'll do a stream talking about boots as well. And we'll go through some of the boots you used to wear. Mizuno Rivaldo. What did I say? Diodora. Yeah, he was in Mizuno's. Kids don't know about the real classic boots now. They are so flimsy. Yeah, I mean, they look great nowadays, but you ain't getting long out of them. I had to clean my boots after football. Scrub them boots even underneath. It was different. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oz, 5% for you. We'll do a ranking, a tier system, and we'll rank the old boots. International break in a few weeks. We'll definitely do that, 100%. Memory lane. You know what? We could easily do a show on it. Maybe some of you can come on and talk about your boots as well. So, yeah, Timberland boots. I mean, Lukaku definitely played like he had Timbs on. And Monty, that picture is still outrageous. But hey, anyway, let's get into today's show. I've waffled for 12 minutes, but nice to go down memory lane when it comes to old players and old boots and some proper traditions of the game, you know. Let's talk transfers. Only one transfer story today. And we're going to talk about Nico Williams. And again, I'm going to fall back a little bit on this story and I'm going to lean on the community. Lean on me when you're not strong. Let me not sing too much. I've still got a bit of a cold. My singing voice ain't at its best, so I don't want to do myself a disservice. I'd like to think I'm, you know, on like the Usher Raymond level of singing, but certainly not today. Nico Williams. I've watched him a few times. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on him. So I'm looking for people in the comments who watch Spanish football, know a little bit about him. Throw some feedback in and let me know what you guys think. Arsenal scouts have been making checks on Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams. Arsenal have got a winger on their transfer hit list this summer to strengthen their squad. They are also long-term admirers of Pedro Neto. I'm with you, Supercar. I've watched Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams? Inaki Williams, not Inaki. Inaki Williams is his older brother. I've seen him play a lot more because clubs have been linked with him over the years. And he plays for Ghana, where his brother Nico Williams plays for Spain. I don't know really how good this guy is. I know he's an absolute live wire, like very quick. I did the good old YouTube scouting before I came on the show. I looked at his stats. I'm going to be honest. If you look at the stats, you're not going to be very impressed. Last season, 36 games, 6 goals, 4 assists. Not going to wow you that much. This season, 20 games, 3 goals, 6 assists. Doesn't make me excited. Yeah, he's very, very quick. Blistering pace. 21 years of age. Has a 50 million release clause in his contract that is around 43 million pounds. 43 million pounds. So, listen, release clause. We know that Edu likes a release clause. Why? Because it's a simple negotiation process. No conversation, pay the money, walk out and leave. He did it with Thomas Partey. Arsenal love a release clause. If they go for Neto, if they go for Elise, if they go for Leroy Sané or whoever, just suggesting other wingers, there's going to be a difficult negotiation process. From what I've seen, he wouldn't be top of my list. And I might be doing him a complete disservice. Maybe he's a future world beater. From what I've seen of him, he's not the answer. That's not who I want. But let's see what some of you are saying. I mean, Atara said he needs a new coach. The goals will improve. O'Shane said he plays both wings. Always a good thing. South London's Finest said he's raw, very quick. He's not a level raiser. He wouldn't really push Saka, which is what we want. Unknown One said Pedro Neto is a better choice. Keros said 50 million plus a pound. Another Gakpo says be kind. James Bond said put some crumbs on the 43 million and get Neto. I show speed, says Noonan. Stay clear. Zach said Nico Williams a brilliant player, Curtis. I've watched him a lot. He's real quality. And Latte said Arteta doesn't want the answer. Interesting viewpoint. Tyson Trading, thank you for the super chat, said 1 week later, yet the media still bitter. We love it. We want them to hate us. It means we're doing, we're doing well. Samuel said, Curtis, your nostrils were out of form yesterday. The cold's got me in a headlock. You must have some diesel. Yeah, I had to read that carefully. Samuel always cracking jokes. Sean Dye settings. Hey, we eat bricks, we eat wood, we eat concrete. Big up Samuel. Big up Pep Tetter, who's gifted 5 Curtis Shaw TV memberships. Somebody else who's done me with a real classic picture there. The old Havertz celebration. Big up yourself, Pep Tetter. And big up to the 5 new members. Newton's Gaming said, media getting brown paper bags. Listen, if you want traction online as a media company, Sky Sports, TNT, or you're a pundit, what is the best fan base to wind up? It's Arsenal. They will bite back like crazy. So they do it. I understand it. The game's the game. It doesn't really wind me up, and we just keep it moving. Sir Festers, thank you for the super chat. The question, in my opinion, is outrageous. It's outrageous. I thank you for your kind donation, but the question is borderline 3-minute timeout. The reason I feel like I should give you a timeout so that you can come off this video for 3 minutes, type in Zidane's best clips, and come back 3 minutes later. I'm prepared to even give you a refund. For people listening in, the question is, Big C, prime Zinedine Zidane or prime Kevin De Bruyne? I'm a little bit thrown back by that question. I actually thought you might have been bantering me, to be honest. But you've paid for it, so I'm not sure that you would pay for banter. In the Premier League terms, yeah, that's a blue card. I may have to give you a blue card for that. Zidane or Kevin De Bruyne, fam? Zizou with the magic patch on top of his head. What are we doing here? And I hope I'm just not coming across as some old school football like merchant who loves the old days. Oh, back in my day. I hope I'm not doing what our parents used to do. Zinedine Zizou Zidane with the magic bold patch on top of his head that looked like a tornado. Let me just break down a couple things to you, bro. Champions League final in Scotland. Roberto Carlos volleys the ball 20, 30 yards up in the air. Anyone else brings that down, Zidane volleys it in left foot near post top corner. One of the best Champions League goals you've ever seen. World Cup final against Gianluigi Buffon, one of the greatest goalkeepers we've ever seen on this planet. Penalty. Billions of people watching it. He chips it down the middle, crossbar and in. The greatest penalty you've probably ever seen under pressure in your life. He then gets dissed by Materazzi, disses his mother, and he headbutts him in the chest. I gotta go full screen. No, you're right. He headbutts him in the chest. Bang! You talk about my mama? Holat! Probably cost France the World Cup. Goes back to France. You'd think he would be a villain, booed. They cheered him off the plane and applauded him. Zinedine Zidane. Nah, I'm rattled. I am fully rattled. I can't believe. Listen, Sir Festus, thank you for the donation. I had to speak up. I could not hold that one, people. Zizou, you know. You've done well. You've definitely got me rattled. But I have to, just in case some of you are a bit younger, you didn't watch Zidane play that much. Yo, listen. Zinedine Zizou Zidane. Kevin De Bruyne, Premier League, great player. I haven't seen De Bruyne in a major final do anything. I haven't seen him do nothing for Belgium. The streets don't forget Zidane, my friend. One of the greatest footballers to ever play this game. Zidane headbutt. Bro, the headbutt's better than... You told me the greatest moment of Kevin De Bruyne. Zidane's headbutt's better than that. Listen, 2006 World Cup. Zidane, semi-final against Brazil. Bear in mind, R9's my favourite footballer of all time. This guy was embarrassing R9 and Ronaldinho and flicking the ball over people's head. I said, I surrendered that day. I said, nah, this guy's one of the best footballers we've ever seen. Listen, I've waffled for 20 minutes, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I had to really defend that one, as you can see. That one rattled me. Zinedine, nah. Compare him to Messi and R9 and Maradona and them, man. Alex said Chelsea owners surely negotiating Nico's deal right now. Probably. Latte, thank you for the super sticker, bro. Hope you're well. Hianu, Prime, Lampard or Yaya? Yaya for me. That's a better question. Frank Lampard is arguably the greatest goal-scoring Premier League midfielder we've ever seen. Prime Yaya Toure is probably the most unplayable midfielder in Premier League history. Purely at his peak. He wasn't at his peak for long enough, but Prime Yaya, that was Space Jam in real life. That was real life Space Jam. Giant, forget about it. Frankie Lamps obviously was more consistent, but if you're talking about pinnacle, Prime Yaya, forget it, game over. I didn't time him out, I didn't. Marty said Michael Jordan or Klay Thompson. I mean, Marty, I know you're on the wind-up now, my friend, but big up for the super chat. And SG said Prime De Bruyne or Iniesta. That's a good question. See, the problem is, this is the problem I'm always going to have with Prime De Bruyne questions. Prime Iniesta scores you the winner in the World Cup final. Prime Iniesta is getting man of the match in a Champions League final. I've never seen Kevin De Bruyne in those games dominate a Champions League final. So it's the Spanish magician, I'm afraid. It's the little Spanish magician. De Bruyne is a great player, but Iniesta, mate, biggest games, different level. These questions are great, by the way. I love these. I can't believe I rattled the Zidane question. Got me. I got hot and everything. I thought the heating was on. But anyway, right. Nico Williams. I had to come off that story from that Zidane question. That one really touched a nerve on this Friday. Anyway, Nico Williams, as I said, 50 million release clause, 43 million pounds to get him to Arsenal. My thought process is this. He's obviously a rough diamond because his numbers are not there yet. Maybe he'll go to another level at a better club. He looks like an absolute live wire, raw talent. The problem for me when you see a young winger with that kind of pace but lacking end product, his career can go in two directions. He could become Alan Saint-Maximin, 95 pace, but zero end product. On the other hand, he could become, who's really quick winger? He could become a Leroy Sané or whatever. The question is, which road is he going to go down? It's a very expensive risk. I remember Adama Traore being linked to Liverpool for £70 million. The summer just gone, Wolves released him. He signed for Fulham on a free and doesn't even start for Fulham. Alan Saint-Maximin, people saying, oh my God, he's one of the fastest players in the world. Get him to your club, spend whatever it takes. Next minute he's in Saudi. No one gives a damn about him. So there's always that risk. When you're that quick and that raw, which road are you going down? Are you just that fast rags winger that isn't going to develop? Or are you going to become an absolute monster like a Sadio Mane? Or... For me, I'm taking Neto over Nico Williams. That's my opinion. The only thing, obviously, I've always said with Neto, I'm concerned about the injuries. Zoda Khan said Prime Curtis Shaw or Prime Cecil. Listen, there's only one answer here, people, and it ain't Militao. Big up Cecil, though, my brother. Big up my brother Cecil. Curtis Shaw all day. You've seen the intro video. Stop playing. AP, big up. You're the new member. Big up yourself. Sam has said, what's up, C? I watched Nigeria 4-3-3, failing to break down South Africa 4-4-2. What do you think about Arsenal not periodically using 4-4-2? South Africa have no big names. Like I said, football is very much a follow fashion society. That's the reality of the situation. Everybody in football played 4-4-2. Then everyone started playing 4-3-3 because of Mourinho did it at Chelsea, started to dominate midfields. Pep was doing it at Barcelona, and we all went down the same road. Leicester won the Premier League playing 4-4-2 because nobody could believe it. You had Okazaki and Jamie Vardy up there occupying both your centre-backs. Mahrez was running riot on that side. They had Drinkwater and Kante in the middle who were just running all game, so they managed to deal with your three-man midfield, and they shocked everybody. Nobody could handle them. So you do wonder, why don't one of these big clubs go to two up front and just try and flip football back on its head? But unfortunately, we follow. Pep is slyly playing 4-4-2 at times this season. That's why you've seen Haaland and Alvarez play together, but he's doing it in a slightly different way. But yeah, it's a good point. Allow it, man. Oh, another classic picture. Big C or Prime Robbie. Only one winner there again, I'm afraid. Sorry, Rob. But big up yourself. Prime Curtis or Prime Ty. Hey, shout out Ty. I can't listen to two radios at once, that's for sure. But have you ever chipped a goalkeeper from outside the penalty area? You know, we know the answer to that. There's only one winner there as well. But respectfully to everyone. Run the intro. It's Friday. We'll do it once. Run that blood clot! All right, we're only the first goal. No more super chats to run it back, though. Do you know what? I've just realised I'm half an hour into the show. I've barely covered a topic. We spent 5 minutes talking about Zidane, about 10 minutes talking about football boots. And big up Whammer. Thank you very much. He's gifted 5 Curtis Shaw TV memberships. 5 more members. You will all be members, I'm sure, by the end of the season. And if not, we get to the end of the season, I'll just gift some out anyway. We'll get as far as we can. We'll get as many as we can. Pull it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to pull up the tune, man, and go again. It's straight vibes here, people. I'm not sure there's another football channel you can go where man's just pulling up the intro. It's crazy. Super Bowl prediction. It's looking like Kansas, isn't it? It's looking like Kansas City Chiefs. I can't lie. I'm not the biggest American football fan. Super Bowl, yeah, I watch a bit of it, but yeah, from what I hear and what I've seen, it looks like Kansas City. I can't lie, but I struggle to watch the whole game because there's so many breaks. You know, there's too many adverts. Anyway, let's move on. Big up Nico in the chat as well. No other channel lights. Come on, man. We're doing our thing, people. Right, let's move on. Let's get talking. Enough of the waffle. As I said yesterday, water is wet. The sky is, I would say blue, but I'm in England, so the sky is grey. And this man is still injured. This is not a current picture, by the way, because he is definitely not on the training ground. The manager announced he won't be playing in the press conference, and I'm not surprised. You're not surprised. I'm not even going to talk about it for too long. I'm bored. It's almost like this guy doesn't play for Arsenal. He last played for Arsenal in August. Sun was out. Summertime. Vibes Cartel. Summertime. If you know, you know. We're now in February, winter, cold. And this guy still ain't kicked a ball. Like I said, Timber did his ACL. And he's probably going to end up playing before this guy. Just sort it out. They should have just... Listen, it's all... I get why they kept him, because I thought he had one more season in him. And I thought with Declan Rice... Wow, I got to applaud that. He's on paternity leave. Listen, he's on paternity leave. His missus gave birth. The man signed off for 9 months. He's breastfeeding. Oh, dear me, it's crazy. Man's on paternity leave, Taras. I can't believe it. Listen, if we see you, we see you, but we ain't expecting to. I'm telling you, he tore his hamstring kicking that balloon, figuring out whether it was a boy or a girl. Like I said, he should have just popped the balloon. Just give him a scissors or something. Just pop the balloon. Why is this guy kung fu kicking the balloon, mashing up his hamstring, out for 6 months? It is what it is. Will we ever see Thomas Partey playing for Arsenal again? I don't know. Just get him off the screen. Just get out of my office. It's one of them. Just get out of here. If you ever come back and we see you playing, then great, but it ain't looking good. Man had a baby shower while injured, and now the kid is born still injured. It's crazy. Kid's literally been born to an injured dad. It's wild. It's wild. Get him on the Indomie noodles, man. Sort him out. Sort him out. He's on paternity leave. I mean, the effort, I respect, Elliot. I do. I respect it. It's a good dad joke. It really is. Maybe Thomas is actually 40, not 30. I mean, some people have said closer to 50, but hey, we'll leave it at that. And Mr. Vardo also should consider Atlanta's lookman. Ademola, he's been in the Prem a few times, though, and he Everton, Fulham. I don't think he's really tore up any trees in the Prem. So I don't know if Lookman's the answer, but I know he's done well in AFCON. But nah, I think we need to be aiming higher than that. I want to see a real big boy right winger come through the door in the summer. I don't think Ademola Lookman's the answer for us, but hey, he's been good at AFCON. Yeah, fair play to him, fair play. I will be watching the AFCON final over the weekend as well. Anyway, let's look ahead. The press conference was late again, so they still haven't put it up on the website yet. People were saying the other day they've blocked me from the website. I hope not. I don't think they have. It did come on after I came off stream, actually. But how are we going to line up for West Ham? West Ham, I'm forever blowing bubbles. Pretty bubbles in the air. David Moyes seems to figure out how to beat Arteta's teams on a regular basis. I don't know why. Maybe he learned everything he knows off David Moyes. We thought he learned everything off Pep and Arsene Wenger. Maybe it was David Moyes that they, he learned everything from. Big up Jamrock Gunners TV. I'll get back to you after this, by the way. No, they definitely wouldn't block me from the store. That's for real. This game, actually, in some ways, makes me more nervous than the Liverpool game. In a strange way, because with the Liverpool game, there's an element of, I think we can win, but it's going to be very difficult. Where I'm turning up at this West Ham game saying, we should win, and we have to win, and we will win. So that actually puts more expectation and more pressure on the football club. And when there's expectation and pressure on Arsenal, I actually feel more nervous because it seems to be those games where we come crashing down. So we've got to get 3 points. We've got to go and win 5 or 6 games in a row, in my opinion. People said beating Liverpool were back in the title race. Yeah, it kept us in the race. But it's going to take 5 or 6 victories on the bounce, in my opinion, to keep us where we need to be. People have to understand we were 8 points clear of Manchester City last season and didn't win the Premier League. We're 2 points behind them. That is not enough. We need to actually gain ground and go ahead of them to win the league ahead of Man City. In fact, we're level on points, They've got a game in hand. They'll be 3 if they win the game in hand. We're 2 behind Liverpool. So we need to go on a run. In terms of the team, I'm going to ask you straight up and down. We'll speak about it in the press conference when they actually put it on there. But the manager said he's not sure about Gabriel Jesus' injury situation yet. So realistically, if he's not sure if Jesus is going to be available, then you're not going to risk him. I'm not playing a 70%, 80% fit Gabriel Jesus. Is this just purely same team? Are we just playing the same team that played against Liverpool, which obviously means Trossard doesn't start. Bear in mind, he came off the bench, scored a brilliant goal. That also means Donkey Kai starts up front. For those who didn't tune in yesterday, he said his nickname's Donkey, so I'm calling him Donkey Kai from now on. To be fair, some would say he has played like a donkey this season, so I don't think it's disrespectful. In fact, there were people in the comments yesterday saying, I'm deeply offended that you've compared donkeys to Kai Havertz. They actually like donkeys more. I remember as a kid going to Skegness Beach. Not glamorous, but great when you're a kid. And you'd go on the donkeys on the beach, you know, just walk up and down the beach on the donkey. So I felt a bit like I was disrespecting those donkeys yesterday, comparing them to Havertz. They were far more effective, and they were only about £3 than the 65 million that we're getting from Kai Havertz. So yeah, I apologise if any donkeys were offended. But yeah, is it just purely same again, people? Or has anybody got any other suggestion? Skeggy settings, man, you know, it ain't glamorous, but, you know, it was definitely, it was a good experience when you were younger. Is it just the same team? I think it will be exactly the same team. I don't think there'll be any changes. Havertz, he will use that game, Arteta, to try and give him more time to, you know, prove himself. He's got to try and justify the deal. Martinelli definitely starts. My only thinking was, would you have gone Trossard? But he's not going to. And when I look at West Ham, they are actually quite physical at the back with Zuma and players like that, big, strong. So maybe you do need somebody up there with a bit of physical presence, and you bring Trossard off the bench, run the same team. Yeah, Zinchenko, that's a great point. Zinchenko came off with a tight cough, so he may not be available. If Zinchenko isn't 100% fit, then you don't play him. There's even a debate that if he's 100% fit, you don't play him, but he would play. I'm just thinking, because of Jared Bowen playing right wing, he would cause a lot of problems against Zinchenko. Zinchenko's not 100%. You play Tomiyasu at left back. I'm comfortable with that team. Jorginho has to play. I think what you do with that as well, you allow Declan Rice to play a more box-to-box role, which I think will suit him in a game like this. He's going to be very fired up. I know we've played West Ham twice since he went to West Ham, but we played them in the Carabao Cup and Declan Rice didn't start, and we played them in the league and that was at home. I think this will be a very emotional game for Declan Rice. He was actually booed by large sections of West Ham fans in the Carabao Cup game, and I think he was a bit surprised. That's a good point, actually. Jared Bowen's actually been playing through the middle because Antonio's been injured, and it's Kudus who'll be on the right. Now, I would not like to see him against Zinchenko, so I think I would play Tomiyasu. I would play him. This is an absolute huge game for Arsenal. Absolute huge game. I'm surprised West Ham booed him. I really am. He came through your system. He gave everything for your football club. He wins you a European trophy as captain. He leaves and you get £100 million for him. £105 million for him. You could see that he loves the club, but you've got to understand there's a food chain. There's a food chain, bro, and you ain't the king of the ocean. You had to let him go. They should have applauded him. Never mind. You know, I didn't get it. I get it. Football, it's difficult to see a good player go, but it's West Ham, man. You're a mid-table club. He went to Arsenal. You got 105 million for a youth team player. So, you know, I thought they would have applauded him. I really did. Tomiyasu for Zinni, said Sam. Zinni v Kudus won't end well. I agree. Kudus, it was a bad mistake by Arsenal. I got to be honest, man. Why we did not sign that guy for £35 million. And you look at the way he's been performing this season. That was a big mistake by Arsenal, not signing him. He would have been brilliant for us. Direct, got goals in him. We made a huge mistake. Brandon said, Curtis, how do you get to the Emirates after a watch along so quick? Well, I don't live far. Also, when you say big Arsenal accounts, are you mostly referring to AFTV? Nah. Obviously, I work with AFTV sometimes, but and what people have to understand, even if you refer to AFTV, there are multiple individuals on there with different opinions, so I cannot be referring to a company in one. I'm talking about there are big Twitter accounts that will never criticize the club in any way, shape, or form because they feel it will damage their brand. You've all seen them. Ross, inverted left backs getting their calves hurt, getting ripped apart, bro. Simon said, don't think Zinni plays. Tommy in for sure. With the low block, Trossard should come in either for Martinelli or Kai. Need his creativity. I personally think that Zinni will play if he's fit. Just because of what he gives us on the ball, I think you have to try and dominate the midfield battle against West Ham. They'll be very active in midfield, you know. They've got Ward-Prowse, they've got Phillips. They'll be at it. You need to win the midfield battle. And I think he'll want Zinchenko, you know, inverting. Kugler, thank you, member for 7 months. What's that? Zinni played a professional esports match yesterday. Did he actually? Oh, my days. I mean, listen, he can't be that hurt, can he? Let's hope he was better than some of his defending this season. But nah, okay, fair enough. Young Gunner said, our form against West Ham has never been the same since Arteta made those wild comments about Moisey during the press conference. Remember he was saying, oh, I'm going to have a cup of wine or, no, a cup of tea or something after the game with him. Is the league done if you lose to West Ham? We'd be 2 behind. Liverpool got Burnley. They'll beat them. We'd be 5 behind. The psychological damage. City have got Everton at home. They'd be 3 ahead game in. Yeah, I think it would. Not just because of the points tally. Like, the points tally is still not that far gone, but I just think psychologically people would destroy us. They'd throw the celebration against Liverpool and go, look, a week later you've bottled it. Yeah, I think we'd be done. That's how fine the margin is. You're up against a monster in Manchester City, and then you've got an emotional Liverpool and Klopp. We can't afford to lose games. Like, we can't even afford to draw. We've got to win 4, 5, 6 games in a row. I stand on that. We've got to keep winning. Got to keep winning. Got to win our next 4 or 5 games. As I said, our next few games in the league, we've got West Ham away, Burnley away, Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away, Brentford at home, and then Chelsea at home. I genuinely think Arsenal have to win every single game that I've said there. And I don't often... You might get away with 1 draw, but I think we need to win all. West Ham, got to beat them. Got to beat West Ham. Go to Burnley, you've got to beat Burnley. They're almost relegated. You should smash them. Porto's a tough game, Champions League. I'd take a draw, beat them in the home leg, but we could beat them. Newcastle at home, you got to beat them. They're not as good away from home. You got to beat them at home. Sheffield United away, you've got to smash them. Brentford at home, beat them. Chelsea at home. I mean, it's a London derby, but they're poor. You've got to beat them. And then international break, 2 weeks. Then it's Man City at the Etihad, and that's where it's crunch time. So for me, you've got to see 5, 6 wins in a row there. You got to win all them games if you want to win the league. Simple as that. I don't see one game there that I've just mentioned that Arsenal aren't the favourites to win. Arsenal are the favourites to win all of those games. And you're right, Brett. Brett said it's wild, the standard you have to be at to beat Manchester City to the title. You're up against Floyd Mayweather, Usain Bolt, Tom Brady, whoever. They are the pinnacle of football. They have set heights in football that we have never seen in the Premier League. You know, the numbers that you've got to produce to win the title, they've pushed everything to a whole new level. And that's where we need to be at. That's where we need to be at. Unfortunately, looking at the Premier League table, Arsenal have lost 4 games so far this season. To win the title, I don't think you can probably afford to lose more than 5 games to win the league. I don't think you can get away with that. 5 defeats probably is the maximum I think you can get away with to win the league. Man City have lost 3, right? I don't think Man City will lose another 3 games this season. I don't think Man City will lose 6 games. So I think we've probably got 1 defeat at the most that we can afford. Yeah, I'd say 1. Maybe a bad day at the office somewhere. Apart from that, you ain't getting 1 day off where you'll get away with it. That's the standard that they have set. They're a monster. So, yeah, to win the title, you're going to have to win 28 games, 27 games, something like that. It's crazy. And the reality is, if you don't lose a stupid game at home to West Ham where you've had 20 plus shots on goal, and if you beat an average Fulham team, you win those 2 games and you give us those 6 points, we're on 55 points, 4 points clear of Liverpool and 6 points clear of Manchester City. That is where we should be right now, with only 2 defeats. Then you would maybe be saying, well, Arsenal can afford to lose 2 or 3. That's a lot to ask. But because we've lost games against teams that we shouldn't have, the margin is that fine now. I genuinely think out of the last 15 games, Arsenal cannot afford to lose more than 1 game. And that is a big, big ask. It's a big ask. You might get away with drawing 1, losing 1. So you're looking at potentially 12 or 13 wins for Arsenal to win the league. It's a big ask. It is. But at the end of the season, you will look back on them Fulham, them West Ham games and go, how the hell did we drop points in those games? They come back and bite you, unfortunately. Mr. Cool Bus Driver, big up Triple C, Curtis Cruz and the community on my Earth Strong manners and respect. Big up yourself, bro. Happy birthday to you. Big part of the community, always in the member streams as well. Hope you have a great day, bro. And big up for the super chat on your birthday. I really want us to beat West Ham, said Ammo. Listen, the margin for error is so small against Man City. And we can't even forget, Liverpool are in the mix as well, and they are emotional. Last season, Arsenal lost 6 games. There you go. 6 games, and we didn't win it. Salman said, if we win all 15 games, we take the title. 100%. Win all 15, we win the league. That's going to mean going to... You got to remember, this is what I keep saying about Arsenal, why the title running is so difficult for Arsenal, right? Compared to some of the others. And I'm not doing this to be pessimistic. I'm being realistic. If you look at this bottom half of the... bottom half. This is the top half. That's why Chelsea aren't in it. Sorry, I had to throw that jab. If you look at this top half of the table, we've played Liverpool twice, which is great. They're out the way. I mean, look at Man City's form. Look, 5 wins out of 5. They're starting to get their groove on now. This is where they kick into gear. We've got Man City away. We've got Villa at home, Tottenham away, Man United away, West Ham away, Brighton away, Newcastle at home. So we play the majority of the teams in the top 9, we play them away from home. That's where the concern is for me. Because our away form is not as good as our home form. We seem a much better team at home. You know, we went to Villa and lost when we missed chances. We went to Newcastle and lost. You know, we've lost at West Ham in the Cup. We went to Liverpool and drew. So if you look at that top 9 this season, I don't think we've beaten any of them so far away from home. So there's going to be big questions of us. Can we go to Old Trafford and win? Can we go to Tottenham and win? Can we go to Man City and win? These are the days that are going to be where you're going to see whether we're going to win the title or not. I genuinely believe we've got to beat Manchester City away from home. We've got to take 3 points off them. You know, we've definitely got a very difficult running. Very, very difficult. City, majority of their big games are at home, unfortunately. Salman said, okay, thanks, Curtis, it's over, no problem. Listen, you want to be title winners, you've got to stand up and be counted. You've got to beat the best teams. You've got to go to their grounds. You've got to beat them. It's as simple as that. So we'll see what we're made of. We've definitely given ourselves a harder situation due to those silly results just before Christmas. So we'll see. Darren said United is second to last game of the season. Imagine winning the league at Old Trafford again. Would be unbelievable. Young Gunner said 75 points to 85 points used to win you the league. Now it may not get you top 4. We only played City twice in the league last season. They can only take 6 points off us. I said this. I had this discussion so many times last season, and I stand by it, and I say Arsenal should have won the league last year. And people go, yeah, but Man City. And I said, we lost the league by 5 points, right? Look, 6 defeats. City won the league last year, 5 defeats, 5 draws, 28 wins. I would say we need to get those numbers this season to win the league. And we're nearly at that already. So we can only really afford maybe a draw, 2 draws, and 1 defeat out of the remaining games. These are the numbers you've got to get to. 28 wins to win the title. But you can't afford to drop points against teams that you should beat. You've got to beat all of them lower teams home and away. 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. And then go and clip up some of the bigger teams. So we'll see. We'll see. Listen, search for truth. Arsenal can beat any team. The problem is they can drop points against most teams as well. You know, you shouldn't drop points at Fulham. But we'll see what the team's made of. Anyway, Waffle Settings has arrived, people. Can't let you go without your lunch. Here he is. Mikel Arteta. Happy to see his mate, David Moyes, his mentor. He held his press conference at the Sober Realty Training Centre. The new Dubai company, real estate company that has sponsored the training ground for millions of pounds. Let's hope it's pumped back into the club and, you know, we make big signings in the summer. Let's hear what he had to say. Cone Man music back in full effect. He said, on the team news, the latest on Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, we still have a few in contention. They've been evolving really well. The Pokemon are back, people. They've evolved all week. So we'll have another training session. It's literally copy and paste every week. Oh, we'll train again and then we'll see. On Saka's fitness, he's recovering, he looks okay. Is he surprised the attention paid to the celebrations after Liverpool? No, they told me today. I didn't know anything about it, but I love it. I've seen away managers at the Emirates on their knees on the pitch. I've seen very big managers walking onto the pitch. I've seen managers going across the touchline in the Premier League. I love it because it brings such passion. Yeah, you need the passion. On Odegaard celebrating with the photographer, that's something that happened because of their relationship. They do it every day. People are entitled to have their opinion. Yeah, bun them. On why there were big celebrations after the match. I see a lot of games in Game 3, 6, 8. There are managers, teams celebrating. It's so tough to win this league, as we know. On the proposed blue card and sin bins, he said, I don't know where we're going to get there, to be fair. We've got a lot going on now with technology, what is coming. I don't know if we're ready for that. I agree. Would it be good or bad? He said, who knows? Don't bring it in. It's quite simple. We don't want to see blue cards in football, man. Leave the game alone. You can't even use VAR, which is, in my opinion, quite a simple, technology to use. Never mind blue cards. Big up Snake Eyes. Hope you're well, bro. He's gifted 10 Curtis Shaw TV memberships. I think that's 25 memberships gifted today. The community is getting stronger and stronger. Big up yourself, Snake Eyes. Hope you're well, bro. And welcome to the 10 new members as we waffle through another Mikel Arteta press conference. We don't want no blue cards in football. I'm going to skip the chat about VAR. There's no solution at the moment, so what's the point even listening to what he's going to say? He don't rate it. None of us rate it. Personally, I wouldn't get rid of VAR, but you've got to somehow improve it, you know, and get it to work, you know. But hey, different conversation. On how the team bounced back from 3 defeats, one of which was against West Ham, the reaction of the players, staff, and the supporters. You want to be certain when you lose a match, we are not who we want to be. What I saw was, let's keep going in the same direction and do things better, more efficiently. On facing David Moyes, he's an experienced manager who's really good at getting the best out of his team. He does it in various ways. He's extremely good at managing the group. Let's skip it. It's waffle. We don't even want to read it. On scoring 10 goals in the last 3 games, playing with more and more aggression and scoring, the amount of goals we share in the squad is important. We have lost big players this season for long periods. and we're still competitive. It's good to see Arsenal scoring. On Calvin Phillips not clicking at Man City, he said, I don't know. I've got enough to make sure our players click, and that's something for them. Yeah, any chance of Havertz clicking? That should be the question. On whether we are in danger of overcomplicating football with the introduction of blue cards, he said, I don't know. I think everything is being done with the intention to simplify and make it more clear. I don't even want to read it, to be honest. Blue cards, we're not interested. On whether the criticism of Arsenal is unfair, he said, I don't agree with that. In my life, what I've heard in the past 5 days, it's all positive. So do you want to hear the more negative part or the positive part? I think there has been a lot of positiveness and maybe a little criticism. If you focus there, you only see that. Depends on your perspective. When I'm walking in the street, it's pride and a lot of compliments for what we did. I don't have that impression at all. Fair play to him. Positive outlook. On Martinelli's potential, he wants more. He's not satisfied when he does well. He's not satisfied when you put him on the bench. He's not. And after every training session, clearly a very focused player. On whether Jorginho's contract will be extended, I think we all know what's going to happen there. He said, I'm really happy with him. That's all I can say. The contract is for Edu and the board to manage, but his application and the capacity he has in big matches to affect the game is tremendous. And he was really good. He was really good against Liverpool. I mean, we've got the option to extend his contract. So even if it's down to Edu to sort it out, he can still say whether he wants. Maybe the decision hasn't been made yet. I think he'll keep him for a year. He's a big fan. Big up Mr. Cool Bus Driver gifting a Curtis Shaw TV membership on his birthday. And big up Rigo, said they need to stop changing the rules and change the refs and teach the refs. Teach the referees how to use VAR. You know, put some money into it. Don't just put a technology into the game and not spend any time and money on it. But hey, is what it is. Let's skip through the waffle. On Odegaard's form, his performances and aggression without the ball every day. We get certain areas. You see the skills developing. He's always available. The one thing for me with Odegaard, I want to see more goals, more shots. On whether players are judged on stats now more to compare to when he was a player, he said, you know a lot about the players now when they probably do much more than before as well. I have a very good source to judge a player on. On Thomas Partey's fitness, he's progressing really well, but it's a bit too soon to tell you when we're going to have him back. Yeah, we're bored of that question. On Jesus' fitness, he said no update, so that doesn't sound good. On whether he would like to keep Jorginho, he said, I'm really happy with him. That's all I can say. When we imagine what he could bring to the team and how he could make us better, he's doing that, but even better. So he's obviously going to keep him, any simple as that. On the reasons behind our record at the London Stadium, he said they're a good side. Is there a relation between celebrating and showing maturity? Another boring question. On Declan Rice's reception at West Ham, he said it depends. I always say when you come back, it's difficult. On what he can tell us about Prince William and Tom Cruise. Am I confused here? Like, what is this question even about? What do you want to know? I can tell you about the Air Ambulance charity and the work that they do. I have no idea what that question is about. I mean, it sounds like it's about charity, so I'm not going to be disrespectful. Maybe I missed that story completely, so we'll leave it there, I think. Another absolute shocker of a press conference. Probably 5 minutes that you won't get back of your time. Joba said, big up Triple C, Curtis Cruz and community. Big up yourself, bro. Shocking press conference. Ask him about Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? You might as well just ask him, listen, bro, we need a striker. You getting Mbappe or not? Why not? Charles Watts right in the questions. Yeah, possibly. It's a snooze fest. It really is. Here it is. Nyamming waffles, sipping syrup. Need to sip bubble teas with no irons with that cone man music. Listen, people. Score predictions for Sunday. Before we round up. I'm going for 3-1. I'm going 3-1 to the Arsenal. I think we'll get the better of them. I think we'll probably concede. But I'm going for a 3-1 victory. I think we've got goals in us. I think we'll hit them on the break and cause them problems. Is it Kufal and Emerson at fullback? I think they can be got at, and I think we'll cause them problems. I'm going for 3-1. Wishful thinking. Some of you going for a draw. 4-1, 2-1, 5-0, you know. 3-1 to West Ham. 4-1 to Arsenal. Can we keep a clean sheet? I said it's about charity. You got to be respectful, you know. Lakers were destroyed by Kroenke's main chit, yeah. Jokic, you know. Feeling a 2-0, 2-1 to West Ham, 4-3 to Arsenal. Eddie up top. No, we don't ever want Eddie up top. Somebody's having a go here. You disrespect the press conference, but your question was one of the... Wilfred, listen. What would you rather know? When's Partey going to be back? Oh, I don't know. Listen, mate. How about killing Mbappe? Maybe I'll sing it next time. I don't know the words. Kylian Mbappe. Cheers, Wilfred, mate. Thanks a lot. Who do you think will win the AFCON finals? I would expect Nigeria to win, but I'm not sure, you know. I wouldn't write off Ivory Coast just because of the home crowd. Pepe's there as well. I think it's an interesting one. I'm going to go Ivory Coast. Home crowd tax. I think they might win it. I think they might do it. I'm not sure, you know. I think Nigeria are the better team, but that home crowd would be interesting. We'll see. Was that Wilfred Zaha? Wilfred wasn't happy with me, that's for sure. I thought my question was at least entertaining. That's what I say, information and entertainment. Wilfred is back, though. He said, big up, Big C, you give and take. I'm in Ivory Coast. I'm going to get... Big up, bro. Listen, big up yourself. I don't mind. I don't mind. As long as you know, not disrespectful, I can take a bit of criticism. I'm here. I give and I take, as you said. Yeah, I'm going for an Ivory Coast win. I don't know why. I've just got this feeling. Home crowd. It'll be a good game. I think there'll be goals in it. But Nigeria need to win. There's a lot of pressure on them. Listen, people, big up to everyone tuned in. Hope you have a great weekend. Might try and get a pre-recorded preview up tomorrow for the game against West Ham. We'll go through the team news a little bit more. See who West Ham are going to play. On Sunday, we'll do the watch-along. 2 o'clock kickoff UK time. I'll be live from 1 p.m. an hour before kickoff. Make sure you're locked in. If you're in now in this video, like the video, subscribe, get in the comments about anything we've spoken about today. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, people, and I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.